Good morning and welcome to the Joseph Apartments Talk Show. We have four fantastic experts in their field to discuss different aspects of the apartment business. Let's start with Nathan with the Elite Group. I have a property right now on 7th Street in Montebello that Elite is doing.
Glad to hear
I
that.
don't know if it's you or someone else, but we'll find out, huh?
I doubt it's me, since I am the territory manager for Los Angeles, California for Elite Group Inspection Professionals. I'm so glad you're having a property done by us. I trust everything is going smooth. If not, you can feel free to call either our main office anytime at 800-494-8998 or me directly as your personal liaison anytime at 951-573-2906. For the last 36 years, we've been doing both residential and commercial property inspections all over Southern California, and we are the industry leader.
A succinct contributor. That's never happened before in the history of this show. Amazing.
Thank
so
you.
You are the regional director for the whole thing, right?
Actually, I'm the territory manager for LA County.
Okay.
I'm one of the sales guys, but my the area I service is extremely large. I pretty much am from Claremont to Sherman Oaks, Culver City.
Well, we're coordinating right now with an appraiser to do the same time as the Elite. So Lisa, give me the information. We'll see what's going on there. Thank you very much. I
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank you for having me.
Right now, I'm doing a reverse 1031 exchange. So it's a regular 1031 exchange, but it's in reverse. The buyer buys the property first, closes escrow on the property
Through the accommodator.
through Phil Atwan's company, and then turns around and sells the download property in complete compliance with federal law. Amazing, Phil. How do you do it? Tell my friends how you do that.
Good morning, or wherever you are, it could be afternoon. But the bottom line is, the IRS has allowed us, via what they did in the end of '99 and the beginning of 2000, I should say, they allow you to actually close an acquisition first, but you got to have cash to buy. If you don't have cash to buy, you have to at least have a down payment, swing loan, bridge loan, line of credit, hard money, something, a loan from Jim, but you have to have something to get into an acquisition.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
To get into this acquisition. We will take title before the acquisition is closed, in most cases to the property that's going to be sold. We have to set up something called an EAT, an exchange accommodation title holder, that will physically take title, so you've relinquished what you're going to sell to us, then you can close your acquisition. From the time we take title to the property that's being sold, that day begins the clock ticking. You have 180 days to close that sale. When that sale does close, everything's paid off, but the cash that's left over goes back to the client who's doing the reverse exchange for any out-of-pocket expenses they had for the acquisition. And if there's anything left over, we will do a principal pay down on the property that was already acquired. This is in compliance. This is a good reverse exchange. It costs more, as you could imagine, because we have to set up a holding corporation. You're working with our attorney who's in charge of the reverse department. But some people say, well, it costs more. Well, how much does it cost more? It's $8,000. He said, well, $8,000 compared to what? I said, $1,250 for a normal delayed exchange. Why would I spend $8,000? So I said, here's the question. That's my question to you. Why would you? Would you spend $7,000 more to get the property you really want, that's going to cash flow, that's in the right place in terms of a location? Would you pay $7,000 more for that property? The answer is yes. Then you do a reverse exchange.
Phil, before I succinctly ask you for your contact information, the beauty of the reverse exchange is you're not in a rush to buy your uplay.
You
A
take your
lot
time
of
to
clients
find it.
sell their downlay and they have 45 days and they're in a rush and a panic and they buy property they don't want to buy because they're stuck. So you may spend $8,000, but I can tell you a reverse exchange is way better than a regular 1031 exchange.
More and more brokers are going in that direction. They say it just doesn't make sense because of inventory and trying to find something that pencils out in terms of a good return. That's why the reverse exchange makes 100%.
How do we get hold of you?
213 area code 479-8800, Phil@1@gmail.com.
Phil has single-handedly stopped the Biden administration from deleting the 1041 exchange, and we really appreciate that, Phil. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
However,
Don't scare us.
the 2024 budget that he's handed down wants to reduce exchanges to only $500,000 a gain. You need to talk to your, forget the senators in the state, they're not gonna help you, because I contact them. You have to talk to your congressional leaders and let them know, vote no on that budget until they eliminate that part.
Phil, you talk to the Senate leaders for us. Next, we
luck.
have Chris Joseph. Chris Joseph from Chris Joseph Real Estate. Chris is our single-family expert and a commercial property expert as well. Chris, what's going on in the world of single-family homes? And everyone that's watching this owns an apartment and owns their own home, so.
Hey, good morning, Chris Joseph. The biggest thing right now is kind of figuring out, is there going to be a market crash? Is it, everyone's waiting for a big collapse. They see the commercial real estate is taking a downturn and the economy is taking a downturn. So they're anticipating a 2008 crash, and I could get the same home for $750. I could get the same home for $600 if I just wait a year. From everything I'm seeing and reading and hearing and talking to people, that's just not going to happen. Will rates come down to the 5s and the 4s? Maybe, but with 85% of homeowners under a 6% rate, they're not going to sell and compete with high demand of buyers, because a lot of buyers missed out on the COVID surge because they didn't have all cash, and a whole bunch of all cash deals were had, and they didn't have $100,000 over asking. So they're still in demand. They still have good jobs. They still have a lot of savings and are qualified, but the demand's not there because sellers are not going to lose their 3%, 2% interest rate and compete and get into the 6%. So that's what's happening. If you're looking to sell, you may not get the same as your neighbor did in the peak a year ago, but if you price it right, you can still get a bidding war because demand's there. And so if you will, just kind of swallow the ego, price it right, and we can try to generate a bidding war because demand is there. We just have to tap into it. So yeah.
How do we get a hold of you?
562-760-4587. Chris Joseph Real Estate @gmail.com.
Chris is working in Menifee, Ontario, Chino, Whittier, Yorba Linda, Brea, everywhere. So great job on that. And Lisa, who are you and why are you here?
That is
Daggers!
that is-
Daggers!
that
She's
is
still
a-
wondering about
That-
That is a very good question. I
Daggers.
haven't asked myself. I'm Lisa Weber. I've worked for Joseph Apartments for 18 years, and I'm looking forward to retirement. If you would like to know how much your apartment building is worth, give me a call at 562-236-0088, and I can help you with that. I need to know your rents, how many bedrooms each unit has, and I can figure it out from there. So.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next month. I'll have all their business cards and contact information below this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next month.